Hey there everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. This week's video is all about assisting and something that I often call the forgotten step to success. I was asked about assisting recently from one of the students in my makeup mastermind group, and I have written a couple of blog posts which I'll link down below on assisting in the past, but I wanted to kind of update my thoughts on assisting for 2021. So what we're going to cover today is what is assisting, why you would consider assisting, what you can expect when you go assisting, what's expected of you, what not to do when you're assisting, and of course, will you get paid and how much? So let's start off with talking about what is assisting. Well, it's fairly obviously, really. It's when you go along and help another makeup artist who probably has a lot more experience than you do with a job where they just need that extra set of hands. Now, this could be a commercial job, so you might be getting experience working on set, but it also could be a personal client's job. So a large wedding, for example, where the artist needs to have someone just to help things keep running smoothly. In the past, assisting was really an accepted and expected step to become successful, but it seems to have fallen a little bit by the wayside now. I think assisting is really super important, and even though I've been a makeup artist for 20 years, there are times where I will still assist someone to this very day. So why would you consider assisting? Well, obviously you're going to get amazing experience. It's a great opportunity to learn while you're on the job. Now, when you're assisting, you're probably going to be working with a makeup artist who's been around for a lot longer than you, has a lot more experience. So if you're just starting out, or even if you've been doing makeup for quite a while and you're mainly working with personal clients, this could be your first experience to working on a large set, whether that be a commercial job or a film and TV job or something like that. So you're going to get that experience. If you're out there doing TFP shoots and editorial submissions, it's not the same as working on a fast-paced, busy production which has got a whole lot more crew. So you're going to learn how things work on that set. Assisting is so much more than just watching someone applying makeup and learning lots of hints and tips about makeup applications. I mean, of course you're going to get that. You're going to see lots of great products at use and learn some new techniques as well. But it is so much more than that. And I know the first assisting job that I did, it was on a huge set. We had a cast of, well, not thousands, but there were probably like 20 or 30 talent that day. So it was a really big set and nothing like anything that I had ever worked on before. Another thing that you'll learn, particularly if you are working on a commercial set, is about how an experienced artist manages their workflow. So how timings work, that sort of thing. And one of the things that I learned very quickly when I started doing commercial job is you don't have that full hour to do makeup for someone. You're lucky if you get a full hour to do hair and makeup. So it's about learning the ways that you can work a lot more quickly and effectively. One of the greatest reasons I think for assisting, and why I call it a golden opportunity, is because of the potential that you have to impress someone that can really help you further your career. Now, when I first moved to Brisbane, I'd been doing makeup for about 4 years. It had been 95% bridal. I'd done a couple of little commercial jobs, I'd done one big TVC, but really all my experience was with brides. When I moved to the city, I had young children who were just about to start school, and I didn't want to be working every weekend. I wanted to get more of that Monday to Friday work, so I wanted to be doing commercial work. But just how was I going to break into that field? I signed up with a creative agency, and the first job they sent me out to work on was a large TV commercial. Now, the artist that I assisted that day is someone who I ended up assisting a number of times over the next coming months. And then that artist went on maternity leave. She was pregnant, she had a baby. And what happened next took me completely by surprise, because she started to refer the clients that I had assisted her with onto me. So I was able to take over and look after some of those clients who were pretty big name clients for her while she was off having her baby and being a mum for a while. And that led to me being known by more of the photographers and producers, and it led to me getting other work as well. Obviously, when she came back, a lot of her clients went back to working with her, but I had developed enough connections to start booking a lot of my own work as well, which was a fantastic opportunity. And I've been lucky enough to pass that opportunity on to some of my assistants as well. A couple of years ago, one of my former students, when I was teaching diploma, I had Lisa come and assist me a number of times, and eventually my teaching load got to the point where I wasn't able to look after this particular client. Lisa lived very close by them, so I suggested that maybe Lisa would be a good fit to go and work with them. They'd gotten to know her and her work from when she was assisting me, so she ended up actually taking over that client, which was a win-win-win for me, for Lisa, and for the client. More recently, I was double booked, or I was actually already booked, and I had a really great opportunity come across my desk, which I was able to pass on to one of my assistants. It was a really cool music video. I'm actually a little bit jealous about that one, but Melissa did an absolutely fantastic job. So just how do you go about getting assisting jobs? Well, there's a right way and there's a wrong way. And I personally believe that the wrong way is just sending out 1,000 emails saying, hey, I love your work, I'd love to assist you, or posting in Facebook groups. Now, you might get some bites, you might get some reactions, you might even get some job offers from those sort of things. But is it really the sort of work that you want to be doing? As a freelancer, we have control over our own careers, and this is a time where it's important to take that control. So I recommend that you work with your network. So talk to people, talk to other artists that you're already in contact with. Let them know that you are looking to assist and the sort of assisting work that you want to do. And then take it one step further. Start doing some research into the sort of artists who have the sort of career that you want to have. So if you want to be doing a lot of bridal work, go and look at some of the bridal artists who are working on the sort of weddings that you want to be doing. If you want to work in print advertising, look at who are the artists that are doing that sort of work in your area. And then make yourself familiar with that artist and their work. Find out as much as you can about them. Social media is great for that. And then approach them. And I suggest that a personal email is the best way to go about approaching one of those artists. Now, you could send out 100 emails and only get 1 or 2 responses, but it's well worth it. And the other thing that's really important here is that you do need to be persistent. So don't just send one email and think, oh, I never heard back from them, and forget about it. Remember, the fortune is in the follow-up. So I'm not saying be a stalker here, but go and follow them on social media, like and comment on their posts, engage with them, get on that artist's radar, and then approach them again. Maybe once every couple of months is a good time. You might want to ask that artist for some advice. A lot of artists are really happy to give constructive feedback to other artists who are just starting out. So that's a great thing to do too. And here's another good tip. If you find that that artist is running a masterclass or something like that, sign up and pay to do that masterclass, and then get in contact with the artist and offer to assist her in that class. It'll give you a great opportunity to work alongside her and really learn as well. Now, I always say sign up and pay before you approach them, because otherwise she might just think you're trying to get a free class. So what can you expect when you're assisting? Well, like anything, when you first start out, you're probably going to be doing the jobs that you don't really want to be doing. So you might be running and getting coffee. You might be cleaning the kit. You might be cleaning brushes. However, it's one of those things where you kind of need to prove your worth. And as you do, and as the artist you're assisting gets more confident with you, gets to know your work style more, they will begin to give you more and more responsibility. That's always been the way it has been for me, both assisting and having my own assistants. So eventually you might progress to doing on-set touch-ups and then doing part applications or full applications. Either way, you're going to be learning a lot while you are doing this. So what's expected of you as an assistant? I always say your number one responsibility in being an assistant is to make the key artist look good. So whatever you need to do to ensure that she or he, the person that you're working for, is doing the best job that they can be doing and looking good, then you're doing your job as an assistant. It's really important that you don't be too vocal and don't express your opinions. This is not the time to be making suggestions on the shoot. You do whatever that key artist asks of you. You run and grab coffee, you go and get things out of the car. These days I'm finding more and more when people are looking for assistance, what they're also looking for is for someone that can be managing their behind the scenes social media while the shoot is taking place. Of course, on a lot of big commercial shoots, having any social media is a no-no, but if that is allowed, perhaps if it's an editorial submission, that might be a part of your job as well. So to be taking behind the scenes video and photos. That brings me to some of the things to not do when you are assisting, and probably number one of those is to not be on your phone. This is not the time to be checking Facebook or posting to your own Instagram. So keep your phone on silent in your bag, unless of course you have been asked to take some behind the scenes shots. Another point that I think is really important to make is that if your key artist is standing and working, then you should be standing as well. Don't sit around if she is standing and working, or he. The other big no-no is when it comes to networking with the crew. This is not the time to be handing out your business cards or offering to follow each other and asking if you can follow them on social media. Being seen as a client stealer is probably the worst thing that an assistant can do. So if someone does approach you from a shoot where you've been assisting to go and work with them, make sure that you refer that person back to the key artist, or that you at least speak to him or her about this person approaching you. And then, of course, are you going to get paid as an assistant? Now, sometimes there will be a budget for assistant and sometimes there won't. I've had people come and do unpaid work experience with me in the past, and I did that when I was first starting out. Sometimes you'll be on a editorial submission where, of course, nobody's getting paid. Sometimes you're working on a wedding, on a large wedding party. Just remember that if the artist is paying you, that sometimes it's coming out of that artist's rate. It's not a separate rate that the client has allowed for an assistant. So if you are only getting paid a small amount of money, remember that that could be the reason why. But there really is no price that you can put on the experience that you're going to gain from assisting. In general, I find that most artists will pay their artists by the hour. That hourly rate is going to vary depending on whereabouts you are located and the sort of job that you're assisting on. I always pay my assistants by the hour. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, drop a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so that you'll be informed next time I upload a video. Thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.